Alright people, welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy III. So after the pain, the god awful fight that is Garuda, we have gathered the greatest minds in Saronia, scholars, and they're basically stringing together a new ship for us. Yeah. So now we're the proud owners of the Nautilus. I wonder how we'll fuck up this ship. Well, that's not true. We're never gonna fuck this ship up because, you know... Or, well, technically it's like, what? It's called the Nautilus, so... That means it's gotta have more use because... The Nautilus is like the name of a ship. True. Well... Man... I do so much wandering, just... Like, oh man, there's such a disparity between playing and actually watching. It's like, here, you know, I'm keeping my eye on everything I've done, where it seems like things take longer. But, you know, that's just not simply the case. Oh man, you see over there? We're not worried about over there. That place is evil. Okay, so, after taking the Nautilus, we basically went all the way to the Dog continent to go find Doga's place. My thing is, why are you threatening us if you called us here? And you're threatening us with Moogles. Moogles. Like, what were those Moogles gonna do? You know, I bet they knew Ultima, Meteor, Flare. Wanna bet. But anyway, you know, as the plot is basically dictating, Doga's telling us the history of his master, Noah. The funny thing is, it seems like Zand was just afraid to die. He turned into a petty bitch because he was afraid that he would perish someday, instead of thinking, how can I leave my mark on the world? Because of mortality, he was basically swayed into the path of darkness. That's insane. Well, I mean, I guess I can understand Zan's anger, but it's like, what does it matter? All I'm hearing is just pettiness, like you're essentially just mad because you got something you didn't want, instead of trying to make the best of what you've got. It's like, hey, you got more mortality. Oh, okay. That's... I mean, granted, they were still young at that point, maybe? So I guess I can understand why, I guess I can understand why Zand would be so heated. I still think it's just like him being overly dramatic. Like, you covered the world in darkness because you were granted mortality? That's not the lesson. It's not the lesson that his master Noah is trying to teach him. Anyway, in Doga's Manor, they sell all kinds of stuff. Like, this is the first time you're getting your hands on level 6 magic, so I'd say go straight for it. Like, there's no reason not to. Like, you're getting level 6 black magic and level 6 white magic, so haste. Arrow, which you're not really going to be using a lot of, but it comes in handy, I guess. You're never going to need warp if you have teleport, which is so dumb. You can also get Asuna here, I think. You know what's funny? I never think for 1 second to get, like, status healing spells. Like, throughout the entire playthrough. Spoiler warning, I've pretty much completed the run at this point. So there's no need to think about that. But it's insane. Like, I never once thought to get status healing magic like Poisma, Blinda, and Asuna. It never really screws me over throughout the purpose of the playthrough, but it's one of those things where I honestly should have gotten more status magics. Like, I just feel stupid for not having them. Because, somewhere around the final dungeon, that's where they start throwing statuses right in your face. And it's really, really, really obnoxious. Wow, that was some dead air. That should have been edited out. Well, I mean, not that it matters, but hey. So here I'm thinking we gotta get small again, so time to whip out my 3 magic casters. Or well, 4. Or actually, I was thinking, since I need, you know, magics, I would try out, like, Bard. I really like the design of the Bard class on Camus. Like, he looks really cool as a Bard. But as I was saying, you gotta get Mini again, and you need all the magic you can throw. But I didn't have the funds to get any, like, good magic on Camus. So I thought, well, the Bard class can do something. Like, they can play music and buff your party, so, you know, just slap a Bard in the party and let your magic users get to work. So here's where things start getting a little tough. Like, like, I guess you could say it's kind of a difficulty spike? In a sense. What a waste of healing. What was I so scared of? I was thinking, you know what, I was thinking that they would have been ridiculously fast, and they would have just ran through my party. When instead I could have just guarded with those two and used Blizzaga. But thank goodness for cutting out encounters. That was pretty much the same encounter as the last one. I wonder if I keep in the encounter where Doga uses Flare. I don't remember if I did. But basically Doga, he's a master of black magic, so pretty much if you're in a pinch, or if he decides to, Doga's just gonna whip out some black magic. He's gonna be like, Flare, and he's gonna blow away whoever gets hit with it. Ah, here we go. $5,000 damage. Doga's broke. I wish I had Doga on my team. Like, what do I need? What do I need anyone else? Just give me Doga now. You know, I really do like this somber track that they have playing here. It's actually my favorite in the soundtrack. Like, I just love the calming feel of this song. Like, you're not really in danger, it's just more of a trial. Yay! Our airship named after a ship can now travel underwater. Woo! Right. You know what? I never understood why Doga just takes us out into the middle of nowhere to do this to the Nautilus. Like, was this just a trial? Was he wasting our time? Like, he just up and teleports. Like, he teleports himself and us out of here. But what was the point? Why didn't he just do that from his house? My guy, Doga. Was that to... I don't get you, Doga. I don't. You know, when I first thought about playing the game, I was thinking that I was probably just gonna end up using only like 1 or 2 job classes specifically, but throughout the time I was playing, I felt like that kind of changed up a bit. I ended up using more than just, you know, like 1 or 2 jobs, like, well, not specifically with everyone. I'd say the the two people that changed up the most were J. Robbins and Camus. They ended up going through more than just like 2 jobs. As for Percival and Rebecca, they were just magic casting the entire game. Like, I ended up gaining a new appreciation for, like, some of these classes. I kind of feel bad that I didn't play around with a lot more of the classes. I just felt like they didn't do as much as I was doing now. Because the Dragoon just goes in with jumps. Like, he can one-shot any dragon or anyone with a weakness to wind. And then the Red Mage has white and black magic coverage for the early game. Until you get, you know, a better class. Or your white or black mage gets better magics. And then a knight, you know, he's just a tank. Like, he's good to tank everything. And then that's why I was thinking, you know, that's all I really need. Then I started thinking, like, hey, I turned Camus into a bard. He can tank, I mean not tank, he can use, like, different songs to buff up the party. Then I started looking into some of the other classes to see what they could do. One class that I didn't use not once, but in all honesty, does a lot more than I thought. The Viking. The Viking has, I believe the ability is called Provoke. And Provoke is ridiculous. Like, Provoke is absolutely insane. Because the higher your job level, the more Provoke halves their defense. And having, or well, not, like, basically, the more your job level goes up, the more defense is hacked off of an enemy. And it works on every enemy, including bosses. So essentially, if you got to job level 99, which you generally won't, like, I couldn't even imagine grinding to 99. The highest job level I got was 70. And that was with Camus. And there's no way in hell you're grinding to 99. Unless you're trying to play around with the Onion Knight, but that's not for this game. At least I don't remember if it is. But with that said, like, having, well, I keep saying having, but stripping down their defense just sounds ridiculous. And I wish I had messed around with that class more, because later on in the game, bosses and other things get just absurd amounts of defense. But then again, later on in the game, once you get the legendary weapons, that doesn't matter because you're already slinging 99, well, quad 9s in their face anyway. But, you know, hindsight is just hindsight. Anyway, so, we're actually not on the main quest. We're doing a side quest. And this is like a super duper difficulty spike because my party's not ready for this. Like, my party is nowhere near ready for this. So, essentially, the reason we're here in this place is that we're trying to find the summon Odin. And good lord, you see this beef on this enemy? That enemy is beefy. Like, yeah, that enemy, like, all the enemies here are just incredibly beefy. And I'm only level 30. Odin's like level 35 when you face him. So I'm thinking... Well, I'm not thinking, because I didn't know until I looked it up. I had enough, so I basically went grinding like crazy. Because I thought, you know, if this side quest comes before the Temple of Time, then the Temple of Time must be absolutely insane. But the thing is, I was wrong. Like, you don't need to do this before the Temple of Time. In fact, the Temple of Time is 10 times easier. But see that? Like, Odin is just insane. Well, at this point, because I don't know. I can't remember if this is the first or second attempt. I think it might be the first, and then I spliced in my attempt after that, where I beat him. But Odin is just nuts. Like, he did 800 damage to our tank. I don't remember if he's weak against thunder. I don't believe he is, because well, I mean, that would make so much sense. Like, that'd be straight up like poetic justice, but like that would be hilarious if he was. But I don't think he has a weakness. He's just a really, really tough boss. Like, he just did 700 damage to Camus. And Camus is the like tankiest person in the party. Aside from our jumpin' Dragoon, but since he's always jumping, you don't even have to think about, you don't even need to think about, you don't really need to be thinking about his defense, since he's always gonna be in the air. And of course, me thinking, I need to have these guys revived. Like, the one thing that pisses me off about this game, or in this game, did I use... Never mind. Yeah, the one thing that pisses me off in this game is that the bosses can auto-target the people that were just revived. That pisses me off so much. Because it's like, they're dead! The AI shouldn't have the ability to just do that. Like, it doesn't matter if I just brought them up. The AI shouldn't have the ability to just kill them again. Because that's just prime time bullshit. And I don't believe in prime time bullshit. Anyway, yeah, this is a failed attempt. Cause Odin, he's pretty much gonna wreck our shit right now. Like, I keep trying to revive Rebecca, but no avail. Now here's where I decide, let's grind. Because if you look at the disparity between our health before then and our health now, you'll realize that I wanted Odin dead. I wanted him gone. I wanted him to die. So I basically sat in the room before you get to Odin, and I ran around for maybe an hour and a half until I got to a significant level where I could kill Odin. I am so overpowered for the Temple of Time, it doesn't even matter. Cause Odin's more dangerous than the Temple of Time. Ooh, here's something that wasn't shown off in the first attempt. When you get Odin's health low enough, he will use Zantetsuken. Zantetsuken? Yeah, that's pretty much how you pronounce it. He'll use Zantetsuken, which is just devastating. It's a devastating attack. And after you give him a summon, he can use that to deal damage, like really harsh damage to enemies. I got the summoning spell Castro. You know what's funny? I never use it. Like, summons are something I wish I played around with more in the game as well. But look at that! From 30 to 38. 30 to 38. I grinded 8 levels. Just to kick Odin's ass. I'm actually awful. Like, that's actually awful. We're so overpowered now. For the Temple of Time, that is. But this episode is just about over. Or, well, we're getting to the last couple seconds. So, after a quick nap, pretty much, I thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.